Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch Rebellion der Zombies. Although you know it better as the Supernaturals. Ooh, let's check it out. Alright, our film starts in the past, 1865, the end of the Civil War. This is young Jeremy, a kid, taking a uniform. And as bad luck would have it, moments later he gets caught by the North.
Let me go! Stick the boy. What should we do?
Take him back. We'll let the captain decide.
On my command, you will march across the field.
It's loaded with mines.
If you make the cross, you may continue on unharmed.
So these Confederate soldiers are the ones who planted the landmines here, and since they've killed several of the Union men, the Union general forces them to walk across. If they make it across, they can leave. If they don't make it across, well... Jeremy's the only one who made it.
Again.
We don't see what happens to Jeremy, but we see his mother come running and she blows up, but his hands have some sort of mystical power. Now fast forward 100 years later. The U.S. Army is planting some stakes out in the woods in the exact same area where those landmines were 100 years earlier. And then this happens. A little while later, after those soldiers are missing, this group shows up. And the person in charge is none other than Uhura herself, Nichelle Nichols.
Okay, see you on Friday. Mom in.
I'm not exactly sure what their purpose out in the woods are. They seem to be carrying firewood into the woods. But Maxwell Caulfield there, Private Ray Ellis, discovers a woman. There's not supposed to be anybody back here, but she's there. And that's the same actress who played Jeremy's mother. Is she a ghost?
Okay, fall out. We set up operations here.
Not here.
Or are you commanding this outfit private?
He heard some strange voices and thought, this isn't a good spot. And he's right.
Ellis,
The mysterious woman shows up again.
you can oblige us by digging the latrine. Over there. Can I help you? Are you lost?
Later on that night. Besides Uhura, there's one female soldier, and when he starts to get fresh with her,
Oh, please, really, I can't take it any longer.
she and Ellis have a thing anyway.
Get your ass section 13 for this baby.
When he runs off, he finds a hole. And he's gonna find one of those soldiers from earlier. And shortly thereafter, some dead bodies start to rise. It appears these are the ghosts of those Confederate soldiers from 100 years earlier. More like zombies. And he ain't gonna make it. LeVar Burton, Geordi LaForge from Star Trek. He's the one to find the body first.
Not for Jeremy, I would end my life too.
Find a diary.
He is everything now.
Somebody else is in here.
Scared.
And then they find a very old man. Is that Jeremy? Is that a ghost?
We don't mean to frighten you. We're the 44th Division Field Training Corps. We're from Fort Benning.
I don't know.
Another night, another attack. This time they're being shot at by the ghosts.
Who's out there? Who's out there? You're fucking with the wrong person.
Buzz, get over here!
It looks like a ghost of a soldier, but suddenly it turns into his own man. There goes Geordi. It's a long night.
Gio, you're making this happen. Why? Why?
Okay.
Here we get a little flashback.
Who are you? That old man?
He's my son.
Another round of attack. Ellis runs back to the shack where the old man was, and apparently Jeremy's father looks just like him. What does that mean? I'm not sure. But Mom has arrived. All chaos reigns outside.
Send her back.
It's over.
So Mom and the zombie soldiers disappear and Jeremy dies. Or was he already dead and a ghost? Who the hell knows? But he's done. The film ends with 3 survivors.
So what does the body have to do to get a little help around here?
You all right?
Okay, soldiers. Let's haul ass out of here.
All right, let's talk about the Supernaturals, otherwise known as Rebellion der Zombies. Yes, this has been released on DVD overseas. I'm not sure what language that is, German, or that's German, I think. But anyway, yeah, this is actually one of the first PAL DVDs I ever owned, and I had it for about 5-6 years now. But anyway, the movie, The Supernaturals, I was actually watching, I have the pre-recorded VHS of this, so I actually burned a copy of that and slipped it inside here as well. So I have an actual DVD and a burned copy of the VHS. So anyway, I was watching the VHS version. So anyway, the movie, it stars Nichelle Nichols, Maxwell Caulfield, you might remember him from The Boys Next Door, and LeVar Burton, also from Star Trek Next Generation. Nichelle Nichols obviously being from the original Star Trek series. So apparently Maurice Gibb of the Bee Gees had a small cameo as one of the Yankee soldiers too. I meant to look for him in this movie, and I didn't see him. But anyway, whatever. So the movie starts out during the Civil War, and some Union soldiers from the North have captured a bunch of Southern soldiers, Confederates, and there's this minefield. The Confederate soldiers have put a bunch of landmines in this field, and the Union soldier says, look, since you guys planted these things, you've cost me 3 men already. You guys march over this field and get rid of those things. You know, if you die, you blow up, okay, so be it. But if you manage to get through this, you can just walk on and I'll let you go. So there's this little kid named Jeremy who got a hold of a soldier. He's probably 10 years old or so. He got a hold of a soldier's uniform and is wearing it. So the Union general says, fine, you march with him too. And the guy's like, he's just a little kid. He's not a soldier. He's like, well, he's wearing a uniform, isn't he? So anyway, they make all these soldiers march across the field, and everybody dies and blows up except for Jeremy. Jeremy actually makes it to the other side. And then the general says, all right, son, turn around and walk back. So, and then suddenly Jeremy's mother appears, you know, screaming and everything. What's going on? Stop, stop, stop. And then she ends up walking onto a mine herself, and she blows up. And then Jeremy puts his hands out, and there's like this glowing white thing on his hands. And then we just fast forward 100 years into the future, 1986 or so now. And it's the same field. Nichelle Nichols is a Army sergeant, and she's taking a bunch of recruits out there to do, I don't know exactly what they're doing. They're like hauling firewood into the woods or something. I don't know. It's weird. LeVar Burton is one of her soldiers, as is Maxwell Caulfield. And suddenly, they have to be there a few nights. The ghosts of these Confederate soldiers who blew up start coming out and killing everybody. There's this woman who was clearly the same actress who was the Jeremy's mother. She's kind of wandering around too. People can see her though and talk to her, and I guess she's looking for Jeremy. Then they find this really old man in this old shack or something. Turns out that's actually Jeremy, and I don't know if he was a ghost too or what exactly that was, but whatever, I don't know. So anyway, ultimately, these soldiers, the dead soldiers, start rising. They're more or less like zombies. They start killing everybody. Eventually, near the end of this movie, Maxwell Caulfield is huddled up by the old man, Jeremy, saying, you can stop this. You can stop all this suffering and pain. And then Jeremy puts his hands up, and that white glow comes out again, and then all the zombies are kind of repelled, including his mother, and they all go back. And that's basically how our movie ends. So most of the soldiers in the future died, and we had 3 survivors: Maxwell Caulfield, Nichelle Nichols, and this other chick played by Talia Balsam. Talia Balsam is her name. Private Angela Lejeune. So anyway, that is Rebellion der Zombies, The Supernaturals. Now, this movie has not yet received a DVD release in the States, just this German one here. And this is pretty rare, as I recall. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been in the market for this in 5-6 years, so I have no idea how much this costs you, but it does exist if you're ever curious about it. It is out there. So anyway, I always liked this movie. I saw this back in 1986 or so when I first rented it and copied it. I always kind of had a thing for this movie. It was okay. Not a ton of gore, no nudity in it, but I liked the fact of they were just like these ghost soldiers. They kind of had a creepy vibe to it, this film did. Plus, I'm a big Star Trek fan, and seeing 2 Star Trek alum in there was cool. And we also get to see Uhura cuss a lot and say the F word even. So there you go. If you ever wanted to hear Uhura say fuck, this is the film. So check it out. Let me know what you think about The Supernaturals and leave some comments. Watch it. Bye.